But I get it.
It's true.
I think
I loved it, Eminem, man. Is you crazy? Like, his ability, man, like, forget about all the sales, because that's what will make thoroughbreds look at each other, and one's gone because not only are they gone because of what they could do on the mic, and even if you could catch up, it's like, yo, man, did you see his trailer that he's in? Did you see the engine that's in there, the NASCAR that's in the back? Did you see the helicopter that'll take them from one country to the other? Did you see they called them Gulfstreams, but you know what I mean? It was jets. I only went on a jet, that kind of jet, Gulfstream, one time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Go see the Dalai Lama with who? Clef. Right? Clef exposed me to all of that. So, you know, I was, man, listen to me, man.
He didn't tell you how to make radio records? Clef was making some of the best radio records ever.
You were actually on one of the radio
So let me ask you this, right? You've been in the studio and recorded, right?
Sure.
Made songs.
Sure.
So some artists, and these are the ones that I admire, you know, like the artists that can go in there and make a record and they just make a radio hit. They just make it a radio hit. And the producer, a producer that you just drop your verse and you leave the studio. That's not what I wanted to do, but I used to really envy, not jealous of, but envy the artists that were able to drop a verse and that producer finished the track and they come back and it's a hit. I never had that, brother. Like I never had that, man. Like just play the tape. And the people listening, watching this, they know Canibus never had that, man. Canibus just going there, they just want to just rhyme on a record. If I don't put no hook on it, the producer don't put no hook on it.
Did it confuse you, the fact that I'm sure you got signed based on what you were doing on the mixtapes, what you were doing on other people's records, right?
The reason I got signed is because we got a production deal, right? And I saw an opportunity to be the first artist signing that production deal because I was taking care of all the Lost Boys business in-house every day, all day. You know, from Uptown to Island Records, you know, to, you know, all the deals in between. Oh, you know, this is a good place to say this. Working for Tim Dog Patterson at Uptown Records. Y'all can look him up if you don't know who he is. And Charles Suit, I worked with Charles Suit, Todd Ellaby Tears. Shout out to Group Home Entertainment. It was called Group Home Entertainment. We had to make calls in order to even get to use the name because y'all know the original Group Home was getting busy with it. And you know what I'm saying? Like Shorty Nutcracker, yo, they was maniacs.
Yeah.
You had to make calls to even straighten that out, right? All right, so now, Tim Dog used to have a DAT box. He was the DAT box sit outside his office. I would be proactive and go in the DAT box and listen to music and then put it on his desk, which one is what he needed to be listening to. I found Winter Wars. I was the one that got Winter Wars with Capadonna going berserk.
What? On Iron Man.
49, 311.
Wow, that was on Ghostface Iron Man.
Fat LP with Cappuccino.
on the
I
wax.
remember that day.
Yeah.
I remember
Back
that.
then.
That was that shit.
No, but I heard it first though. Because I was the one that put it on Dog's desk, right?
Wow.
Joe, I wanna know what made you cry. Hey Joe, wherever you at, I put that on Dog's desk. Is he listening?
Yeah.
Joe, I did that. I'm not saying this to be boisterous or poking my chest out. What I'm saying is I was doing more for the culture than just trying to get a deal and come out and rap. I was really in love with music and the culture, the rap music. Like, really though.
Right.
Neptunes. I gave Pharrell and his man the $5,000. I told Dog to do it, to bring them to New York. They already had equipment. So when they came to New York, they just never left. They used that money to, I guess, pay for what they was doing. And we never chased that money back down from them. Because Pharrell used to call up there every day. Yeah, Pharrell Williams. Matter of fact, when he called up there, he'd be like, yo, you know, is my CD up there? Sometimes they would send DATs because they had that kind of equipment.
Right.
Is my dad up there? You know, Pharrell Williams and Confidential. Jermaine Williams, Island Records, how can I help you? Oh, Williams, we must be brothers then. Yeah, Pharrell. Yeah, that's what was said.
Yeah.
And, you know, nobody will ever get him to prove it, right?
Yeah.
But these things did happen.
Right.
So imagine, fast forward, play the tape, and then all these other things that you might want to talk about. I was already damn near crazy just looking at who turned into what and who did what. And I've been sitting around here battle rapping with y'all motherfuckers, man. You know what I'm saying?
Exec,
You know what I'm saying? Everything still turned out good. Praise God, man. Praise the Most High. But the whole thing is, at that time, man, it really was like fucking with me though.
I think it
You know, I settled into my mode now. But at that time I was trying. And you say like somebody saying, hey, you know, a record like just make a hit record or just tell you what to do. They ain't gonna tell you what to do. They were telling me what to do. But I wanted it rap to be like how it is now, where y'all get to do whatever y'all want to do and have a podcast and do all that. I wanted that then. Nobody was helping me, man. I spent 6 figures in bandwidth back then. Phone numbers, 718-212-914. You know, we had to pay to make them calls. Phone bills was like 8 racks a month. Yeah, this is what I was doing. And not for myself. I was doing that. I was paying everybody's bills from the money that came in from the shows and so forth, soundtracks. But we would jump and rope. But I had wanted everybody to speed up. I remember one time, I think it was you, Nori, maybe I was talking about how I had a laptop or something. I wasn't a nerd nigga running around. I wasn't a nerd nigga running around with a computer.
Right.
What happened was I could get them down quicker in the computer than I could writing them because it's just keystroke. And I did know how to type. If that's nerdy, all right, man. You know
but that's, I mean,
it's the way of the world now.
Yeah.
Usually you don't walk in the studio and you're like, all right, I'm almost done with my verse.
Yeah.
Nah,
I didn't. How does that look? Just picture it in your head.
It was weird.
I'm almost done with my
But
verse.
look at everybody now.
Right.
That's and that's really
You were ahead of your time.
But it was a problem. And you're giving me an opportunity to get that. Oh, you gave me a hug. Y'all gave me a hug. Listen to me, man. You laughing. I could cry.
That shit is real, man.
This is what I had wanted.
We appreciate what you did for the culture.
I get it late.
Right.
I get it late, but it was worth it.
Well, you being Canibus, even when I say a little slick shit on the show.
I could cry though, for real. I got a hug from everybody. And I got to say to M what I've never been able to say. You can't even say that to a middleman.
Right.
I spoke about how I tried to clean it up with, you know what I mean? And yeah.
Beautiful, man. Well, you gotta understand, your persona to the people that don't know you is almost like the persona they, well, not necessarily put on me, but they think of battle MCs as we're mean. We're just mean people. You know what I'm saying? So anybody that's thinking about coming to Canibus is feel like, oh, I gotta be like this, or I gotta talk to him this way because that's what he's gonna respect because that's what he does.
And you did a lot to fuel that perception.
Yeah.
Tons.
I mean, look, let's see. You know what, man? That sounds great, you know, but look, man. Hey, I didn't really jump out the window and kill nobody.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't
You killed a couple careers.
No, I don't think so. But the whole thing is this, like, musically though, really, man, our cloth, the ones we came up in, our drill sessions and how we did it, Bruce Lee, not to say we Bruce Lee, but lyrically, we'll put his name and we'll do all his moves lyrically.
Who's we?
Bruce Lee. When I say we, I mean like battle rappers, man. Every battle rapper knows who Bruce Lee is, no matter how old they are.
Was Cheats part of this regiment?
No, Bruce Lee is the name of the guy, Bruce Lee, the great, you know what I'm saying, martial arts.
Yeah,
Bruce Lee.
no. But I'm saying, like, as you were doing
I mean everybody, right? We would put Bruce, everybody knows who Bruce Lee is. You know who Clint Eastwood is, you know who Rambo is, right? The aggression, the things that we will fuel and somehow turn it into a rhyme or what have you, right? Bruce Lee used to sit in LA before he got injured. I read this. And he's sitting in his backyard with his wife and his children. And sometimes, you know, when you go to LA and you're around LA, you're running around, you start to notice these high walls or these high bushes that they cut, thick bushes that they cut. I don't know the name of the plant, but the hedges, but they cut them in a way that you can't just jump through the bush.
Right.
And you can't see who's on the other side. You might hear a voice, you know, it could be MJ back there. You don't know.
Yeah.
So, you know, people would jump his gate. They find his address and they jump his gate. And then they disturb him while he was sitting with his child and his wife. He's be like, you know, I want to spar with you. Right? And so Bruce, I mean, he probably feel like how we would feel sometimes when somebody is just ready for that sparring session. Right. He's like, yo, can this wait? You know, like, what are you doing? And imagine like how that is with rap everywhere, man. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine how that is. You know, I'm not saying I'm Bruce Lee. I'm not saying that.
But you were being called out to that capacity.
Yeah, because
I was outside of hardcore all night. I was there waiting.
So that
to challenge the master. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was waiting. So I understand it.
And you know, I had some bad boys who be there in them days, man. It wouldn't have been good, man, because they always used to be like, blood clot, bucker rapper. You know, I sit on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, double action 45 on. They didn't want them because they knew that it took me out my zone to perform later on.
Right.
With doing stuff that had to do with money.
And for them, you were the institution, you were the machine, you were the person who was feeding all these people. So
I was just a cash cow.
So they circled the wagons to protect you the same way you were describing them and them being protected.
Just a cash cow, not an institution. I wish I was an institution.
Well, no. If you're paying the bills, that's an institution.
Wasn't paying the bills.
It's like a sub institution.
Wasn't paying the bills. Just
being
a little check that could come in that they could launder bigger money through. I'm trying to show you how small on the totem pole, you know what I'm saying, I was at the time. Like, there was niggas already had bread, man. They just needed some way to clean it.
It's hot for trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard.